Use professional terms. You've learned many new terms: bug, front-end, database, test case, etc. Use them during the interview. Subconsciously, people trust the expertise of speakers who have a professional vocabulary. It's one thing when a candidate speaks about technical stuff using common language, and it's a totally different thing when a candidate, even with zero experience, uses professional terms fluently. You already know the definitions for the majority of professional terms you'll ever encounter during your testing career, and you have every right to use those terms because you know what you are talking about. Remember your mantra, and make sure the interviewer knows these things about you. I'm ready to work unlimited hours. I'm ready to work on weekends and holidays. I'm ready to work for any amount of money. You are probably tired of us mentioning attitude so many times, but please understand that we are doing this simply to hammer this stuff into your subconscious, because attitude is the only real asset that you can put on the table when you're looking for your first job. Typical QA interview questions and recommended answers. Please remember that your attitude should be felt in each answer. Question: why did you decide to become a software tester? A. I've always enjoyed digging into the features of software to discover any problems. To me, software testing is the art of finding ways to break the software, and I want to master that art. Besides, I've always dreamed of being part of a cool internet project. I'm confident that I have the qualities that can help me to be an excellent professional. For example, I'm detail-oriented, work well under pressure, and I'm ready to sacrifice my personal time for the job. Most of all, I feel that I can contribute to the success of your company. Question: what do you like most about software testing? Answer: on the one hand, I like the fact that testing requires intuition, creativity, and technical skills. On the other hand, I like the importance of testing because a tester produces concrete, valuable results by helping to stop bugs from being released to end users. Question: what are the key qualities of a good tester? Answer: honesty, and I can break it attitude, attention to detail, a genuine interest in software testing and pride in doing a tester's job, an urge for constant professional growth, the ability to quickly switch between tasks, an informal concern about the product, the ability to work well with people, the ability to remain effective and focused under pressure, having no doubts about sacrificing personal time when it's required by the job. I think I have all of these qualities. Question: tell me about your short and long-term plans for your career in software testing. Answer: I want to become an expert at my trade. My short-term plan is to find a job and apply my theoretical knowledge to actual work. My long-term plan is to constantly improve my professional skills and possibly specialize in one aspect of testing, for example, the automation of regression testing. Whatever my plans are for the future, if I am hired, my focus will be to get up to speed ASAP and go above and beyond in order to become an effective professional. Question: in the very unlikely scenario that the company needs you to come into the office during the night, would you be willing to? Answer: yes, I'm available 24/7. The key here is to give your answer quickly and in a confident voice. Question: in the very unlikely scenario that the company asks you to come in during weekends and holidays, would you be willing to? Answer: yes, the job comes first. The key here is to give your answer quickly and in a confident voice. Question: during crunch time, you might need to work more than 8 hours a day. Are you comfortable with that? Answer: absolutely. I know that a tester's job often requires unlimited hours. I'm ready for it. The key here is to give your answer quickly and in a confident voice. Question: can you work on several projects at once? Answer: yes, I can quickly switch my attention and focus between different tasks. Question: how do you deal with time pressure and pressure from the management? Answer: I'm completely aware of the fact that working for a software company is interesting and rewarding, but also involves a lot of hard work when everybody is under pressure from time, venture capitalists, competitors, etc. I'm ready, and I can work in this type of environment. Question: describe your relevant experience and education. Answer: the answer depends on your situation. Try to present your education and/or experience in a way that somehow relates to testing. Beta testing and U-test experience are great assets in answering this question. Question: what is your biggest professional achievement? Answer: again, the answer depends on your situation. As a rule, this type of question is not even asked if you are applying for your first job. In any case, though, be prepared to answer this question. Each of us has something to be proud of. Question: why are you leaving your current employer? Answer: as a rule, this question is not asked if you're applying for your first job. In any case, never say negative things about any of your employers. Here is the standard answer if your experience is not in software testing. I feel that software testing is a great match for me, and I'm looking for new opportunities. Question: what are your biggest disappointments at your present position? Answer: as a rule, this question is not asked if you're applying for your first job. In any case, never say negative things about any previous employer. Here is the standard answer. I have no disappointments. My priorities are hard work and constant professional improvement at my current position. My attitude is, what can I give to my company to make it more successful? Question: would you prefer to work for a large, established company or a startup? Choose whatever works best in your situation. I prefer to work for a large, established company because all the processes are already in place and I can get up to speed quickly. Or, I prefer to work for a dynamic startup where I can participate in the creation of new processes and help to start the QA department from ground zero. Question: give me an example of a complex situation and solution that you found. Answer: as a rule, this question is not asked if you are applying for your first job. In any case, though, be prepared to answer this question. Question: tell me about your strengths and weaknesses. Answer: be prepared to answer this question. Give a humorous example of some small weaknesses. For example, I like to play poker, followed by something really powerful about yourself. I'm ready to work unlimited hours. Question: what would you like to improve in your career, and what are you doing about it? Answer: as a rule, this question is not asked if you are applying for your first job, but be prepared to answer it anyway. For example, I want to improve my programming skills. I'm in the middle of an online course on Python. Question: would you prefer to work as a member of a team or independently? Why? Answer: the answer depends on your personal preferences. Be prepared for this question. Question: why do you want to work for our company? Answer: remember what you found out about the company during interview preps and passionately tell the interviewer about what attracted you about the company. Question: what do you know about our company? Have you ever used our product? Answer: share your knowledge and positive experiences. Don't criticize. Question: why should we hire you over another candidate? Answer: this provocative question is designed to catch you off guard and observe your reaction, so be ready. In a confident voice, tell the interviewer what you will do if you are hired. I will use all my knowledge, time, and efforts to meet your expectations. If I don't know something, I'll learn it fast. This job will be my first priority in life. Make a speech at the end of your interview. Conclude your interview with a powerful bang. With all your passion, honesty, and sincerity, say something like, I know that I don't have much experience, and I realize that there might be more qualified candidates, but please give me a chance. That's the only thing I ask for. I'm ready for a low salary. I'm ready for hard work. I'm ready for unlimited hours, and I'm ready to learn and become productive as soon as humanly possible. Please give me that chance. If somebody without any experience would say this to you, would you give him a chance, provided that person did good answering questions on QA? Probably yes. Always send a thank you email. It doesn't matter if you think the interview was successful or not. This is just good manners. And in the end, there could be a situation when, during a tie with another candidate, your thank you email will tilt the scales in your favor. Dealing with rejections. One of the hardest things to deal with is rejection. Be ready, though, because most likely there would be plenty of explicit rejections. We cannot hire you at this time. Implicit rejections. No response from the company after you send them your resume. It might be extremely painful, but you have to learn to take rejections as part of the game. Brain positioning. Do you know how many rejection letters the famous American writer Jack London received before he was first published? More than 600. That means that more than 600 times after he sent his story to a newspaper, he received a letter saying something like, "Dear sir, we cannot accept your story for our newspaper." Do you think that 600-plus rejections indicated that Jack London's stories were worthless? Nope. There can be many reasons for rejection. And in many cases, the real value is not considered during the decision-making process that leads to rejection. So the next time you get rejected, don't think it's because you are not worthy of that job. Instead, remember that great American writer Jack London received 600 rejections, but he didn't give up. Instead, he kept writing and fighting to let us read his great works. The first lesson about rejections is rejection is not necessarily a true indication of your abilities. Therefore, rejection is not a reason to stop trying to get what you want. Here is another lesson about rejection. Try not to take rejection as a personal insult or as a curse on your destiny. Life constantly gives us feedback. Take rejection as some feedback from life and percept it as meaningful redirection to something great. Maybe you needed that rejection to polish your technical or people skills. Maybe you needed that rejection to direct you to another much better position in another much better company. Maybe you needed that rejection to interrupt your race for money and pay a visit to your parents. Maybe that rejection didn't make any sense and happened just because. So don't make a personal case out of rejection, as painful as it can be. It's much more productive to cool down and analyze what, if anything, went wrong, rather than to blame your destiny or the interviewer or whatever. Everything happens for a reason. Shake off the bad feelings about rejection like dust from your shoes. Try to understand what kind of lesson there might be for you, and then proceed with your search of happiness. Now think what the world would have lost had Jack London given up hope because of those rejections, and think how much you can give to the world if you have a better life. So be brave and don't ever lose hope, because if you keep trying, one day you'll get where you want to be, no doubt about it. What happens after the interview? 1. After the interview, the interviewer gives his feedback to the hiring manager, and the hiring manager makes a decision based on the feedback from all interviewers and his own opinion. If opinions vary and/or the hiring manager is not sure about the candidate might get an invitation for another interview. 2. Sometimes it takes a week or more between your last interview and a call from the company with a job offer. Don't lose your optimism if nobody calls you the next day after your interview. Big companies usually make hiring decisions much slower than startups. By the way, it's okay to email or call your contact person, for example, recruiter, and ask him when a decision is expected to be made. 3. It depends on the company whether rejection comes in the form of an email, a letter, or not given at all. Brain positioning. When a company hires a person, 2 needs are satisfied. 1. The employee's need for employment. 2. The employer's need for an employee. Each of us knows about the need to find a job, but you should know that in the case of an open position, the company will have the same I need situation that you do during job hunting. That I need situation might be so stressful for the hiring manager and the team members that a job offer signed by a candidate is taken as a blessing and a relief. Good luck and Godspeed. We would like to thank you for your trust and for the opportunity to teach you QA. Believe in yourself like we believe in you. Do good to yourself and do good for the world. You have all the knowledge by now to become a great QA engineer, so go ahead and get hired. Good luck and Godspeed. Lesson recap. 1. Use professional terms. Subconsciously, people trust the expertise of speakers who have a professional vocabulary. 2. Remember your mantra and make sure the interviewer knows these things about you. I'm ready to work unlimited hours. I'm ready to work on weekends and holidays. I'm ready to work for any amount of money. 3. There are typical interview questions. Make sure to know how to answer them. 4. Make a speech at the end of your interview. Prepare and rehearse it beforehand. Your speech might mean a lot during the decision on whether to give you a job offer or not. 5. Always send a thank you email. It's about good manners and an extra chance to get hired. 6. Remember about these 600 rejections received by Jack London. 7. Don't expect a job offer the day after the interview. Sometimes it takes weeks, especially if you were interviewed by a big software company.